and then I will spotlight myself. Oh, I'm just gonna mute everyone, and then you can mute yourselves after. Unmute yourselves, rather.
Sounds good.
1 second. Gotta unmute you, Leslie, and then spotlight myself. Okay. So hello and welcome. Thank you for logging on and attending this morning's guided meditation session. My name is Matt Schumann. I am on the programming team here at Cary Library. I'm in the library today. That's why I'm in my full protected regalia. Sorry, I just lost the... Okay, there. If you need any technical assistance, feel free to message me in the chat. Also, after the meditation, feel free to send questions or comments in the chat, or like I said, simply unmute yourself. And this program was made possible by the generous donors to the Cary Library Foundation. With us this morning and throughout this year is Leslie Gabriele. Leslie is from With Love and Gratitude, an organization of lightworkers who aim to bring peace and comfort for individuals, especially during the pandemic, through their special skills. Leslie will be back on Monday, December 21st at 11 a.m. So be sure to sign up on our calendar, carylibrary.org. Now, please welcome Leslie.
Morning. Hi, everyone. With Love and Gratitude, it's a nonprofit organization. We're dedicated to education and service, and this is one of the ways we fulfill our mission. Today, we're going to be doing a couple of different things. So my mandate with these sessions is to expose you to different ways of meditating. Oh boy, would have been good if I turned off my phone. Different ways of meditating so that you can experience different vibrations and frequencies and hopefully resonate with one and make it more of a daily practice. So today we're going to do something totally different. You might have noticed that you were sent an attachment with a labyrinth to print out. If you haven't printed it out, one of the things we will be doing is working with the labyrinth. We're going to put it up on the screen. Don't worry, it's all going to work out. It's a big experiment. At the end, I am going to ask for your feedback because I've never seen this done before. So, but we're going to start with taking a deep breath in and just noticing where we're at today. Where's your physical being at? Are you feeling loose as a goose or some tightness? Are you in pain? Are you tired? Are you wide awake? What's happening in there? And once you notice that, then bring your awareness to your breath. We're always breathing, but very often we're just on pilot mode. So let's just pay a little attention to our breath. And now, what's your mind doing? Is it quiet? Is it noisy? Is it running through all you have to do today, or is it ready to just go back to bed? Worried about something? Or are you enjoying just this one moment in time, just what's happening? You don't have to change it, just notice it. I've said for many years, first of all, awareness is the first step to change, and accepting where you're at is where it's at. So got our mind and our body, and now back to the breath. So now one of the nicer ways to relax is just to make your exhale a little longer. Breathe in through the nose, and when you breathe out, make your exhale a little longer. And as you're breathing just like that, take your right hand and put it on your left shoulder. See if I can move this a little bit. And take your left hand and put it on your right shoulder. Remember your breath. And now just alternate taps of your hands and breathe and notice. Each hand note alternating left, right, left, right. And you might be asking, what the heck am I doing? But before I answer that, notice what's happening. Butterfly tapping is a bilateral stimulation technique. It helps us to ground ourselves. This is a very good technique for when you're anxious or stressed or just want some calm, because it activates your parasympathetic system. Take a deep breath in and just notice how your body feels, what's happening in your mind, and what's happening with your breath. I'm going to spend one more minute here in silence, and you just enjoy. So today, we're going to be doing a labyrinth. Now, most people, when they think of a labyrinth, they think of walking. I don't think many of you have a labyrinth at home you can walk in, so we're going to do it a unique way. So labyrinths have been used as a walking meditation since ancient times. And the way to do a labyrinth, even a virtual labyrinth, which we're going to do today, is not to solve the maze. All you type A's, you don't have to solve the maze. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Instead, what you do is you pay attention to your thoughts as you follow the path of the maze. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use our finger as our guide. If you're on a PC or a laptop, this should work nicely. If you're on an iPad or your phone, keep your hand off the screen. Otherwise, the labyrinth might move, and that's going to add some complexity. But it's going to work. When you enter the labyrinth with your finger and you follow the path as it winds towards the center, pause anywhere you like. Notice your breath. Take your time. If you do reach the center, sit for a moment with your finger right in the center, and then you turn and you exit the labyrinth the same as you came in, just go in the opposite direction. Now, how do people do a labyrinth? A lot of people get into doing it right, but there is no right. So good luck with that. It's best to trace the labyrinth with an open heart and an open mind. Here's some suggesting. You could walk as though it were a prayer or a blessing. You might walk it as a symbolic journey. You could set an intention before you enter the labyrinth. Or you could even ask a question and see if you get an answer as you walk through. The intention of this is to unwind, to let go. So don't worry about where you're at, or if you hit a line or if you're blocked. You just back up. There's no going anywhere. It's the experience that we need to experience. It's not the labyrinth itself. It's you on you. So notice stuff like, are you walking? Are you tracing fast or slow? Do you lose your focus, or do you get focused on it? Is your mind racing? Are you wondering what's happening? Can you hold your mind steady? Are you trying to hold your mind steady? Or are you just doing it? Do you wonder when you'll reach the center? Do you wonder if you're doing it right? If you encounter losing your place, do you get all fashibled? Are you impatient? Are you the one that steps out because it's aggravating the heck out of you? Or do you just enjoy where you're at? Okay, so we're going to spend a few minutes in the labyrinth, about 6, which is a long time for you to just notice, but that's all you have to do. Take a deep breath in, a long exhale out, and begin the labyrinth. I just noticed I was holding my breath. I just noticed I got lost in my labyrinth. Take this opportunity to learn more about yourself and your life by simply being aware of how you trace this labyrinth and what you observe as you go through the labyrinth. Just noticing as you breathe deeply. Have you noticed what you're doing? Are you still aware of your breath? I notice I'm having a great time going nowhere. Does your mind race or wander? Can you stay present? Are you getting frustrated? Do you have a sense of accomplishment? What emotions, what thoughts? Where's your breath? Notice your thoughts. Deepen your breath and enjoy the experience for what it is, whatever it is. Pay attention to your thoughts as you follow the path. The purpose is to be aware of your mind and your heart, with no place really to go, just to experience. We'll spend another minute in the labyrinth. Deepen your breath and notice what there is to notice about how you chose to experience what your thoughts and behavior are and were. So everybody take a deep breath in and a long exhale out and let the labyrinth go. And Matt, if you can take it off the screen, we'll come back to the Zoom room. Okay. So I'll start with my experience. First of all, tracing a maze on a computer is a lot different than walking a maze. I'll give you that one. When I got lost in my maze a number of times, went in and out a lot. But what I found was when I really let go, there was just a joy, a playfulness, like being at a museum, riding a some silly ride. I was just going round and round and enjoying it for exactly what it was, an experience. I don't know if you noticed because you're probably busy with your mate. Oh, you couldn't see me. I had a big smile on my face. I was having a great time. So that was my experience. How about somebody else? And if it didn't work, that's fine, because as I said, I've never seen anyone do it this way before, but because of COVID, we're limited as to how we do things.
Leslie?
Go ahead, Eugenie.
I had a busy mind coming into the maze and into today. And so I found just, it felt good to release and just follow. And then I found myself to the center, which was great. And then I wanted to find my way out, but I kept getting lost and getting back to the center. And and then I'm
You made it to the center.
maybe I should be spending some time in my center. So
Subtle message, right? Oh,
right, maybe there's a lesson in this. So
you think?
yeah, I think so. I relaxed, and then I don't know. I think I found my way out eventually. Anyway, it was an interesting experience for sure.
I never made it to the center. I just round and round. Someone else was going to speak up. I don't know who that was.
Leslie?
Therese? I traced and I kept coming back to the beginning. I never got to the center. I was pretty sure I was not duplicating places, but I would be back at the beginning. And then it reminded me about 10 years ago, my daughter and I went to Paris, and she insisted that there was a maze in a courtyard that was very much like this. So it was out in the open air, and she insisted that we walk the labyrinth, and it just made me giggle because it was such a goofy thing that she insisted that we both do this, and we kept getting lost, because even in person we were getting lost, and so anyway, it took me back to a very happy time, and so that was good. And I never did get to the center, but yeah, it was all good. So.
And now someone else wanted to speak up. Who was it?
I'll speak if no one wants.
Go ahead, Melanie.
Online. I printed it out, I must admit. And I started off tracing with my finger before the session started. And I found it was so confusing, I actually went and got a pointer. So I cheated. But but every time I went close to the center, it seemed like the labyrinth was taking away. So there was that feeling of, oh, I'm getting close. And then you'd be right back on the outer edge. And then eventually got to the center and then worked our way out. But then I also did do it visually with my eyes, looking at the screen. And as far as that was even more confusing, but it helped me unwind.
I was gonna say that's part of it.
Yeah. So it was a different experience between tracing it, with a pointer, and actually doing it visually, trying to not keep track of the lines as they kept going in and out. But I also experienced a maze in Hampton Court in England as a child, and then most recently a couple of years ago when I went to visit with my family. But I did find out there are actually a couple of labyrinths here, one in North Andover, and I think there's one in Lowell that you can physically walk around. Or could. I don't know.
If there's one in Lowell, I'd like to know about that. I know about the Northampton. I don't know about Lowell, and Lowell's easy. So if you
there's
find
one
it, let me know.
There's one in North Andover. Someone said at the sign of the church on the.
There's
common.
also one at Boston College, and there's one at Simmons College too.
There's one
okay.
at the North End, the Armenian Heritage. It's a memorial, but anyway, that's a labyrinth right there and right in the heart of the city too.
I haven't been to either of them, but I just now have experience with the virtual. I'm keen to try it in person.
Anyone else want to share?
I'll just say that I found that, was someone else going to?
No, that's okay. You go ahead. I'll go next.
Yeah. Go ahead, Matt, and then Cynthia.
Okay. I found that I was very goal-oriented, wanting to do it, and noticing frustration points along the way, starting with I wanted to make the maze larger, and when I tried to use the zoom enlarge, it went off. It was too large, And only after I succeeded, I realized how to make it just the right size on the screen. Take a screenshot, put it in an image program, and expand it
There you
incrementally.
go.
But I didn't realize that until afterward. And then as I'm going along, and then I see, oh, I'm getting so close. Wait a minute, now I'm back near the outside. Oh, well, I'm not sure if I crossed the line or not. And so that was kind of frustrating. And I was noticing my frustration and saying, well, this is a good experience to deal with frustration, so it doesn't bother me as much. I kept reminding myself that, so I felt there was something good coming from my frustration. And then when I got to the center, I said, oh, that feels nice. And then I got out again. And so I did it all over again and then went back in. So I have 2.5 times. And then I felt, wow, this feels good, successful, nice. Then I felt a little bit of tranquility settling in because, wow, I had accomplished it. So it was an interesting experience and fun, I would say, yes.
Good. I'm so glad. I'm so impressed. So many people got to the center. I wasn't anywhere near it. Cynthia?
Well, not to be the voice of negative, but I did not find this as relaxing as the sessions when I am able to disengage visually from a screen, because I spend so much time looking at a screen these days. And so I started out using like each transition point as a place to make sure and focus on the breathing. But then I found my eyes were it was starting to look like a target and it was strobing. I decided I could not look at this anymore. But I don't know what it was. I walked once in person in a garden, a kind of spiral shaped meditation, much simpler from this. So I just disengaged from the visual one you had and remembered that experience and looking at the plants and feeling the wind. I did my own kind of private meditation instead of the one you had.
I can appreciate what you said. I can definitely appreciate what you said. It is an eye strain for sure. So I want to thank everybody for their feedback. Because I've said, I've never seen anyone do it electronically. So I do encourage you to go out in nature, maybe not today because it's kind of cool, but to go out into nature and try a labyrinth because it's a lot different. It's a lot sweeter. It is about being self-aware of how you approach things and if you can let go, and if not, what you do. So it sounds like everyone had that experience one way or another. I want to thank all of you for being present. Obviously, I want to thank the Carey Foundation. Without them, this wouldn't be happening. I'm going to be back in 2 weeks. We'll do another guided meditation. Until then, I wish all of you a really nice, wonderful, happy day. The sun is shining. Go out and enjoy. And thanks, Matt, for being our moderator today and putting up the labyrinth. That's it, people. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, Leslie, and thank you everyone for coming.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Leslie.
Thank you.
Stay well.
Healthy 2 weeks and holidays. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.